Welcome to Align with Dominique. Today's yoga practice will be a practice focused on alleviating PMS and period cramps. Whenever it is that time of the month, it can be very beneficial for us to find gentle movement. So we will work through various gentle yoga stretches to help relieve that pain. No props are required for this practice, but you are welcome to grab a bolster, blocks, blankets, whichever props you feel that you would like to have to provide a little bit more support. We will get started in a half frog pose with right leg extended, so take a few moments and meet me there. As you arrive into your frog pose, front body will be on the earth. Arms are in a goal post, right knee is bent, right ear on the mat. Take a few moments here as you attempt to level the hips. Right ankle in line with right knee. We're looking for that 90 degree. You can allow the eyes to close or find a soft gaze. Then notice your breath. See if you can direct the breath into the belly space. With each inhale, allow the breath to fill you up so much so that the rib cage presses into the mat. Keep with that. Then eventually you'll add a little bit more. So as you inhale and the rib cage presses into the mat, also think of the rib cage expanding out towards the sides and up towards the ceiling. Really turn inwards, focus on the breath. Feel it in the body. You have a few more rounds of breath here before we switch to the other side. Then very gently and slowly begin to extend through your right leg. Right ear will plant on the mat. Bend at left knee. Find the 90 degree. Gaze is over towards the left. Then try to level out the hips so that they frame the mat. Again, focus on the breath. Allow the rib cage to press into the mat with each inhale. Eventually, the breath will be so deep that as the rib cage presses into the mat, it'll also expand out to the sides and up towards the ceiling. A few more rounds of breath here. Then begin to extend through left leg, forehead to the mat. Bring the hands in alongside the body. Engage through the legs. Tops of the feet press down onto the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Think long spine for your low cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. This time, inhale and lift for a high cobra. Bend through the elbows, roll the shoulders down the back. Then start to find a sway of the hips left and right. So as you peel the hips off to right side of the mat, gaze is beyond right shoulder. And then switch it to the other side. Left hip lifts up, gaze beyond left shoulder. flow this back and forth. One more time on each side. Then release back to center. Roll yourself back down onto the mat. Hands come wide. Prepare for seal pose. Inhale, roll yourself up. Exhale to stay. Think length through the spine, tops of the feet press into the mat. One more full round of breath here. Then release everything down. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. Lift yourself up into a child's pose. Knees are wide, big toes touch. Glutes sit on top of the heels. Allow the arms to extend. And breathe here. With each inhale, instead of thinking ribcage press into the mat, allow the belly to drop on top of the thighs. A few more rounds of breath here in your traditional child's pose. Loosen any tension in the face, in the jaw. Perhaps you wiggle the lower part of the jaw left and right. Then your choice to stay in this more traditional variation, or if you would like, you can walk the knees in closer together so you're in a closed hip child's pose. As the head rests onto the mat, notice the difference. Then I invite you to bring the hands back towards the heels. Create a ball here. Then relax the shoulders. Find release through the body. Each time you inhale, press the navel space into the tops of the thighs. As you exhale, allow it to naturally contract. Deep inhales and exhales here. Breathing into the navel space. So if you notice that your shoulders lift up towards the ears as you inhale, relax through the shoulders and direct the breath down towards the belly button. A few more rounds of breath. Then release the hands from around the heels. Arms extend overhead. Press the palms into the mat. Then begin to walk yourself up. Come onto a seat. We move towards bound angle. So soles of the feet will come together, knees are wide. Integrity through the spine, you can grab for the ankles or the feet. We'll take a moment here in this upright position. Allow gravity to assist opening up the hips. You can always support the knees with a block or a pillow underneath each knee. Then begin to hinge at the hips, round through the back, full bound angle. Drop the crown of the head towards the mat. Breathe deep here. So even though the belly is not supported by the earth or the thighs,
Still expand as much as you can on the inhales and allow it to naturally contract on the exhales. We'll stay here with the feet together and the knees splayed wide. And then perhaps you extend through the arms and bring the palms to the mat. Just a different variation in your bound angle. For some, that'll allow us to come a little bit closer to the mat. For others, it'll be a different sensation through the back and through the inner thighs. You're always welcome to come back to that position we started in if you don't like the arms extended. One more full round of breath here. Then begin to roll yourself up. Hands come outside of the knees to assist the legs back together. Scoot yourself into the center of the mat. Hands come underneath the thighs, round through the back, then slowly lower yourself down. We have two options for this next pose. If you do not have a wall close by, you'll make your way into a waterfall pose by extending the legs up towards the ceiling. You can always grab gently for the back of the legs to help assist the legs up towards the ceiling. If you are close to a wall and you would like to take a variation of waterfall, which is called legs up the wall, you can take that as well. So if you're next to a wall and you want to take legs up the wall variation, just bring your glutes close to the wall and extend the legs up the wall. Then it's up to you if you would like to extend the arms overhead, whether you're in waterfall or legs up the wall. You can play around with different arm variations, or you can keep them alongside the body. Again, if you're in waterfall pose, you might just want to keep those hands behind the back of the legs to help keep them elevated. A few rounds of breath here. I invite you to close your eyes. I'll make my way back into a waterfall pose for those who don't have a wall. Breathe here. Again, loosen any tension in the face. Relax the lower jaw. You can sway it left and right. One more full round of breath here. Then we all bring the knees into the chest, curl into a ball, begin to rock left and right. If you chose to go towards a wall and take the legs up the wall variation, then gently begin to bring your way back to the center of the mat. We all meet with knees into the chest. Find stillness in your ball. Bring the knees as close to the chest as you can. Then allow the leg packet to fall over towards the left. So you want to think as close to the left armpit as you can get the knees. Then open up right arm, gaze to the right, both shoulder blades on the mat. I invite you to close the eyes here. Release tension through the face. Breathe deep. You have 3 more full deep rounds of breath on this left side. Then eventually the back comes to the earth, knees back into the chest. Your choice to stay here and rock left and right, or if it feels good for you today, you can take happy baby as you yogi toe lock big toes, grab for the ankles or blades of the feet, knees are bent, and then perhaps you rock back and forth in your happy baby. We all meet with knees into the chest, give them a squeeze, then bring the knees as close to that right armpit as you can. Extend your left arm out, gaze is to the left. Both shoulder blades are planted on the mat. It might be easier for you to find relaxation in this pose by closing the eyes. Otherwise, you can keep a soft gaze. 3 more full, deep rounds of breath. Back will come to the earth, knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. Your choice to stay in a ball or find a happy baby. 3 rounds of breath in whichever posture you chose. And after those 3 full rounds of breath are complete, Supta konasana, diamond shape with the legs, soles of the feet together. Arms can be alongside the body or perhaps they come overhead. You can close the eyes here. Invite ease into the body. Notice the breath. Are you breathing into the navel space or into the chest? Bring the breath into the navel space. With each inhale, imagine that you're trying to bring your belly button to touch the ceiling. On each exhale, it naturally contracts. And you're welcome to stay in Supta konasana for as long as it serves you. Whenever you're ready to progress, you'll extend one leg and then the other. Full body stretch. You can allow the eyes to flutter open, stretch long, point the toes. Knees into the chest. Give them a squeeze. Again, you can rock left and right. Eventually, your rock will start to go forward and back as you bring yourself into a simple seat. Once you arrive in your simple seat, inhale, arms sweep up towards the ceiling. Exhale, prayer, hands to chest. This is a practice that you can complete leading up to your cycle or throughout your cycle. During that time of the month, be patient with your body, move gently, and really listen to what it is that you need. Until I see you next time, have a wonderful day. Namaste.